You're my eyes. You're the salt within my tears. So move with me. Move with me. With me, remove. With me, remove. So move with me. Move with me. With me, remove. With me, remove. You're my down. You're my up. Yours and I'll never give up. You're my lost. You're my first. You're my good luck and my...
It began with the question, would you consider going to Afghanistan? It ended with the turnaround of my life. The question, would you consider going to Afghanistan, was proposed to me by the Business Council of Peace in 2004 in New York. And this Business Council consisted of a private group of businesswomen, successful American businesswomen. And just at that time, they were putting together their first mission to Afghanistan. The plan being that Afghan women to identify their entrepreneurial skills and to invite them for training to the USA. I was asked to join. And back home in the Netherlands, I could not get rid of this idea. No matter what my friends said, I had to go. So 4 months later, at Dubai airport, I met with 4 American businesswomen, also members of this mission. And we took the plane to Kabul. I loved every minute of being in Kabul. I went up and down the city. And imagine, it was some 2 years after Afghanistan was heavily bombed and the Taliban regime had left. And still, the first elections had not taken place. And by now, economic life had taken up again. So I interviewed some 30 women. I went to their houses, passing through bombarded parts of the city. And because of the Taliban regime, they were forced to stay at home. They only mastered one skill. In their case, it was embroidering of textiles. And all these textiles looked the same. So I was wondering, how would they compete? So I would ask them my improvised assessment questions. What do you do? Different from your neighbor who is also embroidering. Or, when you are at the market selling your products, how do you stand out compared to the others? Well, of course, it was very clear. They had not thought of their competitive edge. Nobody had ever taught them how to market their products. And yet, these strong, hard-working women were trying to get the communities back on track. And they had no help whatsoever. I was shocked because Kabul was flooded with lots of foreign NGOs and aid money. Where did this money go to? Why were these aid workers and consultants overlooking these women? The country, Afghanistan, could be so much better off if the entrepreneurial skills would be ignited to enable these women to run more successful businesses. A few months later, I organized a trade mission for Dutch women entrepreneurs to South Africa in order to match them to South African companies. I noticed something important. It did make a difference whether these Dutch women we're talking to their male or female counterparts. If there were two women, the connection was easy. And it seemed intense. There was a natural flow of understanding. I could not help thinking of those Afghan women again. And although they're much more at grassroots level, they would also have loved to talk to other women business owners, to learn from or to sell. These two experiences inspired me. And the idea grew on me. Would it be easier for women to do business with other women? How could I establish a permanent platform where like-minded women could meet? So, could there be a facility? Well, a global network I was contemplating, and with this on top of my mind, I undertook some journeys. I met women all over the world. Sometimes they were recommended, sometimes I found them through research. And when we met, there was a warm connection. There was a sincere interest. And we often shared the challenges of life. And of course, I would ask them, how could a worldwide network benefit you? What should be the focus? And what could they contribute? The response was overwhelmingly positive. And what touched me was that these busy women business owners shared with me that they were interested in sharing their experiences and helping others. They were successful, but they had gone through a lot in order to get to this point. So they wanted to offer other women a shortcut. So in 2008, I established United Succes. It's a worldwide network for established women business owners who want to expand their business internationally. It's for women with an abundant spirit who also want other women to be successful. It's by invitation and recommendation only. And the countries where these women are based range from Brazil to Australia, and the industry products vary from plastic recycling or desert diamonds. And then, why successful? Do they really need extra help? Yes, they do. Though I had some clue, I was not aware of the magnitude. Still, these women are left on their own with little or no help. There are some excellent women organizations, but they are often geared to grassroots level or startup businesses or women, corporate women who struggle with the glass ceiling. And talking about the glass ceiling, at a recent conference in Tokyo, the gender advisor to the government, a 67-year-old man, proudly announced that in Japan there is no glass ceiling. They have a bamboo ceiling. A bamboo ceiling that cannot be broken. And this is not a joke. Another example of, unfortunately, gender discrimination that's still taking place in quite a lot of countries, though they are modern and they are advanced. South Africa, in Johannesburg, one of the 4 global big accountancy firms was constructing a new office, ultra-modern, state-of-the-art. The top floor was designed for the directors. Well, no toilets for women. They were simply not ever expected to become a director. And to linger on in South Africa, we've got Robin Heathveld. 25 years ago, she started a business in heavy earth mining equipment. And in South Africa, there is a patriarchal society. So she couldn't deal with her client directly. All the selling she left to her male directors. And still up to this day, she presents herself in an email address or on a business card as Rob. In several African and Asian countries, a woman business owner needs a man's signature in order to open a bank account or to borrow money from a bank. And sometimes a woman may not own property. And this becomes particularly unpleasant when a bank only accepts property as a collateral for a loan. And you will not be surprised that in the Middle East, women are glad to welcome a women's-only network. And then it's often asked me, but why women only? Does it work? Does it differ from a man's network? Yes, it differs. My initial observation during the trade mission to South Africa proved to be right. Trust is the basis of doing business. And we all do business. And this is also evident to men. But the difference is women need less time to connect. A very recent example at a meeting, there were 2 women, both in textiles. And they met, they bonded quickly, and a week later, they're already contemplating setting up a joint venture. That's her. And other backgrounds, other cultures, then still women feel they strongly share their common concerns and joys. So when we have this understanding, this natural understanding and this sharing, that provides a powerful business tool. Trust means doing business, and the understanding leads among business women across countries, across cultures, that turn into great business opportunities. And talking about a powerful business tool, women instinctively align success with responsibility. Women tend to employ other women. And when she does, we know it's a ripple effect in her whole society. So we're not surprised to in particular find social entrepreneurs amongst women. Take Sanita, a perfect example in India. Samita produces embroidered garments for the Indian market and foreign markets. She invited her producers and her main client to become shareholders, the producers being the poor women, illiterate in Rajasthan, and her only client, her main client, a retail chain of fair trade shops. And yes, the shareholders' meetings can be complicated, but then they're all partners on an exciting road to try to give back to fair trade its basic meaning. And then we've got Robin. Rob, she often calls herself, you've seen. She is in the mining industry, and she has an immense internal struggle that she's growing her mining business. And while doing so much damage to the environment. So she started buying forest, big pieces of forest, in order to protect them, and in order to learn the communities how to protect these forests. By now, she has a huge, flourishing carbon exchange company, and that has only grown out of her need to take care of the environment and to take care of the people. So this inborn nurturing, that is often so tangible with women. It's wonderfully addressed by the African word Ubuntu. A person with Ubuntu is available to others. And Ubuntu is particularly about the fact that you cannot exist in isolation. It's about our interconnectedness. You can't be human all by yourself. And in the end, Ubuntu is about nurturing our fellow human beings. And we know women are born nurturers. And it has been my nurturing instinct and my passion for business that I want to reach out to all those phenomenal women that I meet and I've met. And it's a privilege to meet these women. They're sharing, they're trustworthy, their energy is like a magnet. And their courage and their optimism, often during depressing circumstances, they are a great joy to meet. And I happen to know something about business, so that's where I can contribute. And I want to facilitate these women to grow their businesses bigger. Because when an established business grows, it has an immediate impact in the society. It doesn't only offer jobs for more women, they are also role models. Because let's not forget, being economically independent in still quite a lot of societies, for women, economically independent of their husband or their families, is a dream that cannot be materialized without outside help. So having a woman business owner close to her, she might realize that dream. And talking about dreams, when I conceived the idea of connecting women worldwide, I woke up one morning and I had a strong image. Some call it a vision. I imagined there is this cord, this string around the world of strong, warm-hearted women who want to make a difference And this cord gets thicker and extended. And each month, there are more countries added. It's quite incredible to see my dream come true, that so many women, strong and sincere, unite, and that they want to contribute to their own life and lives of many others. And may I end by saying, women who collaborate and who unite for success will impact positively their communities and will create a better world for all of us. Thank you.